2 3. Ok, hôm nay chúng mình sẽ thử tài ứng biến các chủ đề mới nhất trong phần IELTS Speaking Part 1 của năm 2020 quý 1.
Hy vọng video này sẽ giúp cho các bạn rất nhiều từ vựng hay và những cách truyền đạt chất như nước cắt trong suốt mùa dịch Corona này. Stay tuned!
Stay tuned, let's get started.
Yes.
Bạn có bao giờ đến bảo tàng để học về lịch sử không?
Ôi, bảo tàng với tôi thật là một xa xỉ. Bởi vì bảo tàng ở Sài Gòn người ta hay chém ra rất mắt. Bởi vì chắc tôi đoán vậy, bởi vì tôi chưa bao giờ đi đến bảo tàng ấy.
Do you like fruits?
Well, I'm a huge fan of fruits. The fruits and veggies and all things green have been pretty much a staple in my diet.
What do you always do when you are alone?
Well, let me scratch my head for ideas. Well, when I was by myself, I think there's a bunch of things that I could embark on. Well, be it playing around with my collectible figures. The majority of them is high-end figures, like those Transformers on Avengers. I think this could take a great deal of my time.
Okay. Do you like to be alone?
Well, I would say that I'm a bit of an introverted person, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I am lonesome or I'm enjoying being alone, like completely separated from the world.
Is there any special number that you like?
Well, I think I would definitely go for 9. So 9 is just a tiny, a teeny weeny bit less than 10. So therefore it's like very close to perfection. When it comes to the IELTS speaking test, every IELTS candidate or test taker know for sure that 9 is the maximum score in every single module that you have to strive for.
Do you often use numbers?
Well, not necessarily now, but I used to be a civil engineering major at University of Southampton somewhere like 10 years ago. Back in that time, I was working with numerical analysis, finite element analysis, and differential equations, and all those complicated manipulation of numbers. So yeah, I was kind of a big fan of numbers. But nowadays, all these sort of numbers that I have to deal with are just simple, like multiplications and adding and subtraction. So it's not that much.
Are you good at remembering numbers?
Well, as far as numbers are concerned, I would say that I'm terrible at remembering numbers, especially those long sequences of numbers.
Let's talk about museums. Do you learn much history at school?
Well, concerning history, admittedly, I'm not a very good history student. I usually that kind of students at the back of my class who doze off a bit, like during history lesson though. But well, considering the history of bodybuilding or fitness, and since I've always been a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I was wondering if I pronounced his name correctly. So I has always been fascinated by how he actually achieved a 7-time Mr. Olympian in a row.
Okay. Do you like sweeties compared with you were a child?
Well, I don't remember exactly whether I had a thing for sweets, when I was a kid. But I have always been a big fan of chocolate fountain.
Do you like to eat sweeties?
Well, I guess that almost everyone I know have a thing for sweeties and desserts of all kinds. Well, when it comes to my personal preference, I would go for a tiramisu because I think that I used to make a very nice one back in college. It's essentially a kind of a sweet cake that has a cream filling on the inside and a bit crunchy on the outside, and it would take you hours on end in order to make a decent one.
Mùa dịch Corona này các bạn nhớ rửa tay theo hướng dẫn của Bộ Y tế nha. Nhớ subscribe kênh Gia đình IELTS và đón xem nhiều video hay tiếp theo nha. Love you all.